What did they teach you at school about what happens after you die? Have they taught you at school about that?
Absolutely not, because school is boring, everyone.
It's a dead center.
So, welcome to our mini podcast. It's the first one. You're the first guests. And it's not mini in content, but just mini in the fact that you are smaller than our normal guests.
Yes.
So, what I want you to do for this podcast, I want you to think of a name to call yourself, like a stage name. What would you like to be referred to?
Butt cheeks von Stingelsman.
That's very long. That's a long name. So I just call you Butt Cheeks?
Yeah, butt cheeks.
Gojo.
Gojo and...
I don't know.
Think of a name you like a princess name or...
Von Stingelsman. Okay, fine. Fisherman boy.
Fisherman boy. That's fine. I like that. What about cheerleading queen?
Yes.
Right. So
I
we've
like
got
that
Gojo, who I know is a martial arts expert. Fisherman boy and...
Because I'm a fisherman.
What did we
Cheerleading
say?
queen.
Cheerleading queen. I like that. What do you think makes somebody a good listener? I'm going to start with Gojo.
I don't know.
You don't know. What about you?
I think because they pay attention.
Do you think there's anything that kids are better at understanding than adults?
Emotions.
Emotions, okay. Why do you think emotions, Gojo?
Because kids are normally more happier and joyful.
More joyful. What do you think, Fisherman boy?
I'm not sure, actually.
You're not sure? Do you
It's
think?
hard.
Do you think kids are better at anything than adults, understanding things?
Yes, because I know they are fun, but I think kids find so say, for example, something was fun for you, but kids might find it unfun, but then we found something fun and you might have found it unfun, so
Yeah.
they're different fun things.
So you think they're a bit more, they know how to enjoy themselves a bit more, kids?
Yeah.
Do you think that's because they're not as worried about what other people think? They're just like living in the moment
Yeah,
and enjoying
yeah.
themselves? I like that. I think that's a great answer. So, what do you think the word death means? When you hear the word death, what do you think it means? Fisherman boy.
Someone who died
Okay.
or was killed.
Or was killed. Okay. Cheerleading queen, over to you.
I just think death and die are completely different words. Because death means just like you're sad. I feel like it means like you're sad about someone's death, and then die, you're just saying they died.
They died, okay. Gojo?
I think death is like the end of the life, but a start of a new one. Sort of.
Okay. That's a fantastic answer.
Do you think it's okay to talk about death, or does it make you feel funny? Cheerleading queen, come on.
It makes me feel sad
Makes you feel sad.
and upset and worried.
Okay, well, all of those things.
I say that I think it's okay to talk about it, but whenever you do, you just don't want to get too emotional, I'm guessing.
It's a good answer.
Gojo?
Both. I mean, it's good to talk about death, but sometimes you can feel uneasy.
Why do you think people don't like talking about it?
Well, because people like living, I guess.
Why do you think people don't like talking about death?
It's because you might have really loved that person and liked being with them, and then hearing they're not here anymore might make you feel a bit uneasy.
Yeah, make you feel sad. Yeah, that's nice.
So, how do you think people feel when somebody dies? Gojo?
Sad, a bit lonely, and just confused.
Confused is a good one. Do you know why you might feel confused?
Because I don't know, but when my granny died, I didn't really know what death was before that, and I was just like, oh, I'll see her in a bit, but then I realised I can't see her anymore, so that could make you
Really,
confused.
really great explanation. That is excellent. And what about you, fisherman boy?
I'd say, wait, what was?
The question was, how do you think people feel when someone dies?
I think maybe quite negative, maybe sad, and maybe a bit angry.
Really good. Yeah, all of those emotions can be lots of things, can't it?
I'd say sad and happy because they're happy that they've had a good life or like a long life, and that they're happy that they had a joyful life with them.
That's a really nice answer. Excellent. Really good.
So this is a big question. So where do you think we go when we die? Should we start with Fisherman Boy this time?
I think heaven. That was to me.
Do you think heaven? Does Fisherman Boy think heaven as well?
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think heaven's like?
I think it's just a very peaceful place and very calming.
Lovely. I hope so. What about you, cheerleading queen?
I'd say so. What the one time they die, they have a new life and start it again. Well, not the same life, but they go into someone else's body and start that life. Then the next time they die, they go to heaven.
Okay, so you come back again, do it all again, and then you get to go to heaven second time. That's a great idea. Gojo, what do you think?
I think quite a lot of things. I think the first time you die, you go to heaven, and then like you do all the things that you wanted to do when you're alive. Then you get reincarnated into something else, like your spirit animal or another human.
Okay, beautiful answers. What do you think your spirit animal will be?
A lion.
A lion. You think you're a lion? Have you got a spirit animal? What do you think your spirit animal will be, fisherman?
I think I'd just be a frog or carp.
A frog or a carp? Like that. What about you, cheerleading queen?
I would say I'll be a tiger because I think I would, because I want to be something, but I'm not just going to say that. I'm going to say what I think I'm going to be.
Yeah. I think tigers are beautiful as well, and you've got that nailed, so.
Do you think we all feel sad in the same way? Do you think we all experience sadness in the same way? Yes.
No, because some people can, like the other answer I said, some people can be happy, like they've had a good life and stuff, and other people can be more sad than happy. When my granddad died, I did feel very sad, but friends, they might just cheer the family up who, that have had the loss.
Yeah. It's good.
I don't think so, because let's say like somebody might be really sad, but another person might be just like grieving a different way, like being like a bit happy because they've had a long life and they've been like a part of it for long.
So I think we all agree, don't we, that it's we don't all experience sadness in the same way, do we?
No.
Because everybody's different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Can you think of anything that would help someone when they felt sad? Have you ever had to help somebody who feels sad?
Yeah.
Gojo?
Normally, I don't know, I just make a joke and they look at me weird, so I just walk away.
So you just try and make them laugh?
Yeah.
Good use of humour.
Yeah. Fisherman boy?
So I would tell someone that it has happened. So it's kind of like something that happened at school once, because a pigeon broke his wing because it hit a fence and it was trapped in the school and it couldn't fly. So because I care a lot about animals, I told the teacher. But eventually it just walked through the fence and got home. So that was just a big joke.
Cheerleading girl.
What was the question?
Can you think of anything that helps someone when they feel sad?
When they feel sad? Probably I would think tell them all the good things that happen with them, and so they forget all the negative things and think about all the good things.
So you think about what you already know about loss and death and somebody dying, and imagine that your friends don't know anything about it at all. They don't know a thing about it. And is there anything that you would say to them?
I would say
Because you already know a little bit about it, don't you?
try and be as happy as you can. Think about the positive things that you've done with that person.
Think about the nice memories. Yeah, that's nice.
I think mine is the same.
I don't know, I'd probably just won't be here one day.
Wow. I feel like he's very.
Definitive, that.
I feel like he's a bit emo, isn't he?
Just say one word and walk off.
Yeah. Mic drop. It's your turn to be the host of this show.
Yeah.
So we've got some questions. So are you going to ask your first question?
She's the host. Let's do it.
She's the hostess with the mostess. It's cheerleading queen.
What do you think happens when we die?
Oh, we already did this one.
You did it again.
Okay. We go to heaven.
Oh, okay. So what's heaven?
Heaven is a place where you go to when you die.
But what's it look like?
I know. Because I've never died before.
Well, that's a very good answer, but
Or I could just run into that wall. Then I could see what heaven's like.
Yeah.
My sanctuary begins here.
Oh no.
We don't want you to go there just now.
Oh.
I think you get reincarnated.
can you explain what that is?
Like, let's say when you die, you turn into another animal or human and you live a different life, but sort of kind of like eventually you'll be everybody. So that's why you have to be kind to everybody, so you're being kind to yourself, basically.
I love that. That is brilliant.
So it's almost like we're all one person, really, aren't we? And what we do affects everybody. I like that
It's a
answer.
very karmic answer, isn't it? That's like the philosophy of karma. So what we give out and what we do, we get back, don't we?
Instant karma.
Do you think when we die, you're going to come back again? Is that what you mean?
So basically, you get a couple. It's basically kind of the same, but you get a couple times where you become a new thing, a new animal or a new person, or or a plant even. You could have a couple of them, like you have 10 of them, and then you 10 more lives, and then you go up to heaven the 11th one.
Very
And
specific.
stay there.
Yeah. Why do you think we come back 10 times?
Because if you've made a mistake in your life, you can redo it.
And that's a good answer.
That is a
So
good
you get a chance to learn all the things you didn't learn first time round.
Fisherman boy,
Guess
what do they teach you at school?
boring stuff.
No. What did they teach you at school about what happens after you die? Have they taught you at school about that?
Absolutely not, because school is boring, everyone. Hear those beautiful words.
Yeah. Right. So who's going to ask their question next? Do you want to ask your question
No,
next,
no.
Fisherman
Yes,
boy?
please.
Go on then.
Do you know what a funeral is? And can you tell us what it's like?
Cheerleading queen.
A funeral is when I would say, I'm going to do a question like it and then answer the real question. I'm going to say, if you buy a funeral, it shows that you really care, because funerals are a lot of money and it shows that you really care about that person. And that you're
What
really
happens
sad.
at a funeral?
And then what happens at a funeral, you might drive there in a limo or just drive there in your own car.
Yeah.
And then you all go and sit down in the place. And then there's a coffin with I don't want to say it.
You can say it.
A dead body inside, and then you talk about it, and then you might have a party after like we did.
Yeah. And do you think that's a nice thing to do? Is that a good thing to do?
Bit of both.
Yeah. Really nice answer. And what about you?
Joe.
Go, Joe.
A funeral, how I like to think of it is like, well, there's birth, sometimes marriage, and then death, but I don't like to think of it as death. I want to think of it as like the final stages of your first life that you remember, and then the funeral's like a ceremony to celebrate it. And then, but nobody's really truly dead until they're forgotten. So,
That's so true.
Brilliant.
so what happens in a funeral is either like a celebration or like a ceremony to like greet the person that has died, and they're like, I don't know, you can be cremated or buried.
Have you been to a funeral before?
Yeah.
And what was it like for you?
It was sad the first half. I couldn't stop crying, but then the second half when I stopped crying, I just danced.
Danced at the party.
Do you know what happens to the body after the funeral, Fisherman Boy?
You get cremated.
What's cremation?
It's when they just burn someone's body till there's absolutely nothing left.
Ashes.
And when they bury people.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah.
Really good. Well done.
Can I say something? So I think I don't really want to get buried because sometimes if you've been in, I believe sometimes when you've been in heaven for too long, you go to your body and then you become a ghost, and I feel like it's going to be very hard to get out the thing.
Out of the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to have to be like this.
Clawing away at your
Yeah, just-
coffee.
Would you like to be a ghost then?
Not really.
No.
Then you can be a skeleton.
What's your answer?
Or zombie.
So I think after the funeral, well, you get cremated or buried, but other than that, like, if you get buried, when your body rots, I think, or decays, I think, like, you have a soul, and your soul will, like, follow your family forever.
Soul follows your family forever. And do you think that is like a real thing, as in a physical following about, or do you think it's done through them remembering you?
Remembering you mostly. More like a spiritual thing.
Brilliant.
Beautiful answer. After you are dead, do you think you're going to know that you've died?
Yes, by looking at the body.
So you think you'll like rise above your body?
Well, I would say your second life, no. Your third life, no. Fourth life, no. And then until 10th life. And then you go to heaven, still don't know. Then, when you're a ghost, or like a soul, look at your body and you can see that it's rotting or dead. So like, oh, no thank you, I'm just going to get up.
I've had enough of this living malarkey. I'm going to go and die.
I want to believe in other stuff, but it's like hard to believe in. There's like, maybe in one life, like somebody sees you die, but you don't actually see it, and you just go into like a different sort of universe where you're still alive. But I don't think that's real. So if I had to say, still no, because like before you're alive and you're like a fetus, you don't remember before you were alive.
So like you don't remember before you've lived, so why would you remember after?
Yeah.
I think that's a really,
Yeah.
really good, interesting, well thought out answer.
And like, let's say when you die, like it's just black, and then you just like, you wake up and you're a baby again.
So you
Like
wake up in your new body.
Yeah.
I'd
Right.
love that to happen.
So this question is a little bit more about our feelings. So not necessarily all to do with death or dying, but How often do you let the ones you love know how you feel?
I would tell them, and then that's it.
Are you quite open with how you feel about things? So if something is worrying you, do you tell Mummy and Daddy? Or if you're frightened or if you're happy, do you tend to tell people how you feel?
Yeah.
That's good. What about you? Go, Joe.
I tell my mum, my dad, my family that I love them all the time. But sometimes if I'm worried or something, I probably won't tell them everything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Probably the same with me, actually.
Yeah.
Wouldn't tell them everything, but most of it.
You keep some worries to yourself, yeah?
Yeah, because some worries they might not understand. We might like to keep it to ourselves.
Do you think you would be able to tell your friends at school things that you wouldn't be able to tell your parents?
No.
No, your worries, you wouldn't share them with your friends?
An extra thing with that, because if your mum and dad know that you've told your friend and then you haven't told them, they would say, why didn't you tell them?
That's good. So you both feel that you could tell your Mummy and Daddy about your feelings, but it might be harder to talk to your friends.
You should tell the very important ones to just your mum or dad or relatives or people that you really know, but I wouldn't tell my friends. And if there's really, 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 really important, I would tell them my mum and dad most of it, but not all of it.
Yeah. If you could come back and visit a loved one after you've died,
Yeah.
like as a ghost, like what you said, how would you make your presence known? How would you let them know that you were here? What would you do that would make them think, oh, that's cheerleading queen, or oh, that's Gojo? What would you do?
I would hug them.
You'd hug them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Because they'll be like, what is this feeling? Oh, God, I don't know what's happening.
I would send like a white feather, like burning for some reason.
Wow.
I'd be like this.
So they'd know it was you.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
white feather on fire.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Why
very
not?
specific.
So here's an interesting question. So we've already discussed when somebody is cremated, they end up as ashes, don't they?
Yeah.
So do you know that some people can make things out of those ashes? They can make jewellery and all sorts of things. And if they could make jewellery with the ashes of somebody you loved, would you be happy to wear that jewellery, or would you think it was a strange thing to do?
Only at special occasions.
Okay. So you wouldn't be against it? You think that's an okay idea?
And I'd wear it at their funeral.
Okay. Might be a bit tricky to wear at the funeral because you have to wait, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Jojo?
It's gonna sound based. I would wear like a necklace, and I'd like make it a bit long so it can like. I'd make a heart shape there, so because it's long, it'll touch my heart, and then they will always be by my heart.
That is really
lovely.
Isn't that nice? So, would either of you go to a funeral for a pet?
I don't really think like a pet funeral.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a real thing, but there's certainly pet cemeteries, aren't there?
Absolutely.
Only if they were very special to me.
Okay. Yeah.
I definitely would miss them if they weren't as special, but only if they were really special.
If they were really special, you'd go to a pet funeral. Go, Joe?
It's a trick question, I think. Maybe not. If it's like my pet that I have, if it's an old pet that I have loads of memories with, I wouldn't go to a funeral, but I would, like, probably bury it somewhere.
Yeah.
Host a little like ceremony.
somewhere special for you, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I'd go to a funeral though.
Okay. That's a good answer. They're all good answers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Got a couple more then, and then we've finished.
2 more. If you could choose anything in the whole world to be for your last meal, say it was your last meal and you're going to die, what would you choose?
Probably someone I loved, me and that person I loved ate together, I would probably eat that.
So not McDonald's.
Of course not.
Of course not.
So, say for example, me and Mom, I love my mom, anyways, we ate something together that made us feel loved. I would eat something that we ate together.
So for you, it would be more about who you ate with than what you were eating. That's nice.
Yeah.
So you'd want to eat with somebody that you loved rather than
What
that wouldn't be as important.
Yeah.
What about you?
Although you
Jojo?
wouldn't say no to a roast dinner.
No, thank you. I'll be like, oh yeah, please. I'm just gonna take that myself.
So me, personally, I would hold a massive feast. Everybody I know is coming to my house. We're having everything. We're having Mackey's, brisket, steak, burgers, fries, anything you can think of. And we're eating it all.
Feast.
Brisket. Yeah.
Well,
Brisket. Fried
Caviar.
dumplings.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Caviar.
what is Mackey's?
McDonald's. Everyone calls it something
What
different.
is Mackey's?
It's the golden arches up the road. So, should we do this as a last one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you believe in miracles?
What do you mean by do you believe in it?
Well, do you know what a miracle is?
Like something that you thought would never happen,
Yeah.
it actually did.
Do you believe that miracles can happen?
Yes. Like say for example, a baby's died in someone's belly, and then it came out and it was his eyes were open and his heart was beating and it was alive.
That would be a miracle.
That would be.
Miracle.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Very
It's
good.
a very good miracle. Go, Joe.
I don't know, actually. It's a hard question for me because in my school, miracles are often associated with Jesus, but I don't believe in Jesus. But, like, miracles, like, they're real, but they're not miracle. I don't know, hard to explain, but
Do you
yeah.
think that they are not how they're described in school? Do you think they can happen, but they're not necessarily to do
Yeah.
with Jesus?
I think that's fair. I think
Yeah.
miracles probably happen all of the time, don't they?
Yeah, like somebody can survive like terrible accidents. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
That is a miracle.
That's a really good example, actually. Really good.
But like turning water into wine, it's just not possible.
Is there any questions you guys have about death or dying? Is there anything you'd want to ask us? Anything at all?
I don't think you would know it though.
Try.
Try us.
What do you think happens when people die?
Wow. I see dead people all the time because it's part of my job.
Did you know that? Did you know that's what Carrie does? I did tell you.
So I think when people die, in my opinion, I think that you go to a place like heaven, in my opinion. And I think that there's an afterlife. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what it looks like. I think that your body just decays or, goes back to the ground or whatever. I think your soul goes up to heaven or to a beautiful place. And I think your spirit then lives on in your family and in your work that you've done or in things that we do every day and in your family and friends, hopefully. That's what I think.
Wait,
Good question.
Very good question.
from what you just said, I just thought of something. When you said your spirit goes on to your family, is that sort of like genetics? It's not really like genetics, because
I think you
it's
could
like a
say
science thing. But
it is like science, isn't it? It could be both. So it could be, we know that families have lines of DNA and genetics that make us look similar and behave in a similar way and all that kind of thing. But also, I always like to think it's like through the stories that you tell of the people that you've known and loved and that might have died. So parents might tell their children stories about their parents or people they've lost, and then you would tell your children those stories, and that's how you keep somebody's
going.
memory going. Do you think?
Have you got any questions?
I've got a question for both of you.
Okay.
So, should we be scared of death, and is death basically the same as life? Choose which one you want to answer.
Wow.
Do you want to go first?
Should we be scared of death? I don't think so.
No, I
Personally.
agree.
I think it is absolutely one thing totally guaranteed to all of us, that your life will come to an end in the same way everything in nature has a life cycle, like we spoke about earlier, so it comes to an end. I don't think we should be frightened of it, but I would say no one really wants to die if they're in pain. So that's the only thing that would personally frighten me about it, is if I were very poorly for a long time. So I hope that's not the case. Does that answer that part of the question for you?
Yep.
And I agree. I don't think death is anything to be scared of. And I think it's a natural thing that, like Emma said, it's going to happen to us all at some point. It's the one thing we share. We're all going to go through that. We're all going to lose somebody. We're all going to die ourselves eventually. I think what scares me more is not living and having as much fun and life as I can while I'm alive, and not getting the best out of life whilst I can still move about and do things with my friends and family. And did you say, is death like...
Is death the same as life?
That's a really good question. I don't know whether I could answer that.
I think that death of things can be the beginning of something new. Isn't that often, like, if you believe in reincarnation, like you said, that can mean that they are the end of one thing, but the start of, or the birth of, and the beginning of new life.
And that's the key thing here, is the word belief, because we can believe in anything we wish to believe in, but we can't know. We can't actually know what happens after death. We can only have theories or beliefs. So your belief is that we live again in a different life, perhaps even in a different body. And for some people, they believe they go to heaven or something like heaven. But really, actually, no one can know the answer to that, can they? No. Which is what makes it a bit magical, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you to our little mini hosts. Have you got any other questions before
I've got
we go?
one more question. So, do you think your lifespan is predetermined? So let's say, if it's predetermined, and let's say I'm getting like old, I'm 80, then somebody is like having a baby and it's tiny, and the more I'm getting old, the more I'm coming closer to dying, the baby gets bigger, but it doesn't have a soul. So when I die, my soul goes to the baby, and now it's a real person.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
And I think lots of people share a very similar idea. They believe, that's that word again, isn't it? And lots of people believe that. And I think it's just as plausible as any other.
Absolutely.
Any other. I think it's a really, really... But you actually worded the question brilliantly. You said, is life predetermined? So do we all have a
Expiry date.
a number where we'll go? And I don't know the answer to that. But I do know this. Some of the people we interview do believe that to be the case.
Yeah.
I have something to say, but it's not a question. You had a question that said, what happened after death? Mm-hmm. I have loads of different answers. I'll say one more. I basically think that some people go to heaven and some people go to the afterlife because of there's no space. Because if there was just everyone in heaven, it would be a bit crowded, and so some people go to the afterlife. Well, I think people that go to heaven have had a couple lives and then they go there. People that don't, that have 5 lives, go to the afterlife for a bit and then have their other lives.
So you think that people eventually go to heaven after they've had a few goes at life?
So this is like
So
how
is the afterlife like a waiting room to go back and do your next life?
Yes, because they try and find the right life for you to try and make your mistakes like right into something good. So they say they're trying to like say something like a computer and like, this is your life. This is where you're meant to go to complete that mistake, and then they just send you in this tube, and it's like, whoo.
And then you land in your new body.
Yeah, and then you have 5 more lives until you go, and then you go. There's this dark portal thing, and you go like this, and then you go, whoo. And then you basically land at heaven.
Okay.
And
that's
heaven is on
beautiful.
clouds, is what I believe.
You believe?
You're walking on clouds.
Oh, beautiful.
And if I was walking on clouds, I'd be like, am I going to break it? Am I going to break it?
A big thank you to Gojo and cheerleading queen.
Yeah.
Well, you've been brilliant.
I got one last thing to say.
Last question then, because we've got to wrap it up.
It's not a question, but I don't believe in this. But technically, if reincarnation was still a thing and heaven was real, I think you could be able to, if you loved your life, you could live life again and go down reincarnation, or that any other beliefs like you have, like sort of, I kind of believe reincarnation is sort of like a Buddhist thing, so I go down the Buddhist route, and then there's a Catholic route and stuff like that. So people who didn't like living would probably go to heaven so they could just have peace.
I like that idea as well.
So it's like somewhere they could stay if
Yeah.
they didn't want to go back. And
We had some very
very deep.
deeply philosophical chats here, guys. Thank you very
Beautiful.
much. Thank you for being guests on our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in to It's a Death Sentence. Please keep listening to our weekly episodes.
And if you like our show, please like, share and subscribe.
We are dying to talk to you.
It's a death